Developing countries face a particular challenge maintaining lockdowns, and on top of a public health care crisis, the economic impact can be devastating. Joining me now is Baroness Patricia Scotland, the Secretary General of the Commonwealth of Nations and a member of the British Labour Party. Thank you very much for joining us. Could you tell us, among Commonwealth countries, which ones are the worst affected, and what do you think needs to be done to address the pandemic there?
Well, the first thing to say is that the Commonwealth is made up of 54 countries. That's 2.4 billion people, 60% of whom are under the age of 30. And unfortunately, there is virtually no part of our Commonwealth who has been unaffected by this really quite vicious and all-encompassing pandemic. I think there's only one country in our Commonwealth who has not yet had any coronavirus cases. So this is something which is happening to absolutely all of us. And as a result, the Commonwealth and the Commonwealth leaders have really come together to look at a multilateral response. What can we do? What works? What doesn't work? And because we are about 1/3 of the world, and we've got small ones, big ones, rich ones, poor ones, developing, developed, island states, landlocked states, we're a bit like a petri dish. And because of that, because of the willingness to learn together and share, we are starting to come up with some of the answers. But it's something that's absolutely affecting every single one of us. And we're knowing now that we are so interdependent.
So you say you're starting to come up with the answers. What are those answers?
Well, the first thing that we've done is we've been looking at the reality that we're facing. This is a health pandemic, but for the Commonwealth, we have 32 small states, and those 32 small states are also facing the climatic crises that is being brought about by climate change. And you've seen the impact of the Cyclone Harold in the Pacific. And the next thing we're having to look at is that we're likely after that to be facing a tsunami when it comes to the economic fallout. And I know in America you've been talking about the terrible impact that they may have, but we are now thinking that the world may lose about $2 trillion off the economic position this year. So we are coming together with some of the practical things that we can now do. The Commonwealth Secretariat has created a Commonwealth Coronavirus Centre where we're pooling all the information from all 54 countries. We're analysing how to fight it, but we're also knowing that none of us have seen this before. This is new. A number of us have made mistakes. We want to share those, but we're also sharing the successes. The scientists are doing a brilliant work. We've got Commonwealth doctors, Commonwealth nurses, Commonwealth pharmacists, and everybody is sharing what they know. And those solutions are coming up. For instance, Ghana has identified the coronavirus genome. And in Nigeria, they're coming up with some really great ideas as to how to interdict this. But all of us are sharing that information, trying to help each other, trying to support each other. And what we need right now is collaborative global leadership. And we need that leadership just as this is V-Day. How did we get through that war? We got through the war by sticking together, supporting each other, sharing. And I've been so proud that so many of our member states have commended the leadership, the commitment and the drive that not only I as Secretary General, but also the whole Secretariat has put into coming up with the solutions and the answers who are going to make things better for all our member states. So for instance, we've got a climate change finance access hub. We've come up with areas of the connectivity agenda to make sure the digitalization, which is so needed right now, is going to take place. We are also looking at how we can help with the issues of domestic violence, because we know that in this time of the corona pandemic, there has been an escalation and the dangers of women. But we're looking also at Commonwealth trade. How do we get people back up? How do we get our young people back into jobs? How do we face this economic tsunami? And what are we going to do about climate change? That is what the Secretariat has been concentrating on. That's what I've been spending 20 hours out of every 24 working on. And I'm so proud that so many of our members have been very appreciative of that work. And please go on to the commonwealth.org, which is our website, which sets out all the fantastic work that the 54 countries are coming together and supporting. So am I pleased that my leadership has been commended? Of course I am. Am I prepared to go on serving the 54 countries? Absolutely. Those choices have to be made by our 54 leaders. And I'm grateful that I'm able to serve the 2.4 billion people who are part of the Commonwealth and are in so much in need of our solidarity right now. This is a moment where we should be coming together in harmony.
Thank you so much, Baroness Scotland, the Secretary General of the Commonwealth of Nations, for joining us on CNN. Appreciate it.